Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
11:02 on a Thursday. What's going on, everybody? Thank you very much for joining us here on The Lock Shop. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you tell your friends, hammer the thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If we got some of that EST-WST crossover, let's make sure we sub to the channel. Big night in the National Hockey League. Huge slate tonight in the NHL. We got some March Madness, obviously, that we will get to. We'll take a look at the leaderboard at the Houston Open, and of course, it is opening day as well. So we've got lots to get to on the Lock Shop today, and a big one here with the Kings in town. Big one in Winnipeg as well, where the Golden Knights roll in. Huss, people must be all buzzing in downtown Winnipeg today.
Yeah, I actually just got back from the rink. Went down there, banged off a little fun with my old running mate Gary Lawless. And,
of course,
the lawman. So. That will be a treat for WSTers coming up today. Listen, the big game right now. I mean, I think for teams like Winnipeg and Edmonton, you're just looking to ramp up and start playing your best. And listen, for the Oilers taking on a Kings team that's been playing quite well lately, I think it's a good chance. And certainly for Winnipeg, I mean, playing against the Vegas Golden Knights is a great test. They're a heavy team. They play a playoff style of hockey. For Bad Thursday, which will be a fun night around the city afterwards, hopefully the team can put everybody in good spirits heading out of the building afterwards. It should be good.
We got to talk about the Houston Open. We got to start with the Houston Open.
I just pulled it up.
I mean, I went in. Patty has been on a full-blown Jake Knapp meltdown for the last 2 hours. So I bring it up. First time I looked at the leaderboard all morning, I was busy between shows doing some stuff, recording some other stuff. And I scroll down, I see Jake Knapp at 5 over. Okay, I mean, that sucks. But then I see Will Zalatoris at 4 over, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on here? This is an unbelievable start, Huss.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I pulled it up. And I guess I had, because of bets from the players, I had Scotty Scheffler and Will Zalatoris flagged as my favorites. So before I even got to anything else on the list, the first thing that I saw was Scotty Scheffler's 5 under. 16, as expected. Willie Z +4 through 16.
Man.
So much for that. There is some good news, though, when I look at the actual leaderboard. Patty mentioned that the newest member of the Coolbet team,
he's been playing well.
Adam Jensen, he's 4 under right now, tied for 4th. 1 shot back of Scotty and 2 back of Taylor Moore. Your guy, Aaron Rye.
I see 4th. That. Aaron Rye, 4 under through 16 as well. That is nice. That was a deeper play. That was 50-1.
And Patty will be happy. Lock Shop favorite, Ash K. Badia. He's 3 under through 15. But it's hard to overlook just how brutal our guy. We all love Zalatoris here. I'm looking down now. I'm hoping. Oh, the Gim Reapers +1. I don't like that. I can only hope that Tony's got an afternoon tea time. I can only hope. I haven't seen him yet. Jason Day, he's going off at 104. And just continuing to.
Tony's got to have an afternoon tea time. I didn't see him anywhere on the list.
Wait a second.
There he is. There he is. He's teeing off with Wyndham Clark and Siwoo Kim at 11:53 Edmonton time. So,
thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. All right. Well, we still have a chance for Tony time. But I think the Will Zalatoris train didn't even get out of the station this week.
I mean, for the golfers, nothing against like Svensson and Rye and Taylor Moore, who's your leader at 6 under. But when you see Scotty Scheffler already cruising along at 5 under on the Thursday, Hassan, it's not like he'll need a strong finish. Like he's had the great start. That's got to be trouble for everybody.
It is. It is. I'm not sure there's any other way we can frame it. other than say Scotty's probably going to run away with it, and hopefully you got that boost of plus 300 in the Coolbet exclusives to make that happen. This is a wild day, and obviously no show tomorrow with Good Friday. But, I mean, Dusty, we have a massive slate in the NHL.
Oh, we do.
Opening day baseball, getting ready to throw the first pitch in Baltimore at 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock get going with a ton of games, including the Blue Jays in Tampa, Barrios going versus Allen. And actually, we should mention that if you check our Twitter feeds,
Yep.
Or Coolbet's Twitter feed, there is a special promo to win some Coolbet merch. If you were going to take a Jays home run prop today of, what is it, a $10 bet or so, just posted a reply to the Coolbet tweet, and you can win some great Coolbet merch. And as you posted, the Coolbet hoodie is...
Dude,
the most elite. Like, we were both hoodie guys.
Yeah.
That is the best one. I just got some stuff from Jake, and thank God, because the ones that I got originally for a while and were well done have been worn and washed so many times. They're approaching the end of the run. So maybe you can pick one up with a big bat. Who did you go with? I rode with Bo, plus 750. Bo banger.
I doubled on a couple. I'm in on Vladdy, and I also went Biggio. So, yeah.
Biggio.
Yeah, well, he's 9-1. I was just like, yeah, you know what? That's twice the number that Vladdy's at. Well, Vladdy's at 5-1. Varsho was plus 450, I think. They hit a bomb. So, yeah, if you're watching right now, if you go place a minimum $10 bet on the home run, reply to that tweet from Coolbet, and you're getting yourself in the mix there for that merch. And you're right on the hoodie, man. My wife made me go through all of my clothes like 2 months ago, and we donated a bunch of stuff, but I still have like 60 hoodies in my closet. But if I could wear the Coolbet hoodie, and only the Coolbet hoodie every day, if she would allow it, I would do it. Like, it is the most comfortable piece of clothing I have probably had at any point in my entire life, and I don't even think that's an exaggeration. It's incredible.
It is right up there. This one that I'm wearing that I got at the draft in Nashville is the only other one in the same area code as the Coolbet one. And I think this is a 47 brand, which is one of my favorites. But it's thick, super comfortable, great pockets, V at the front too, as opposed to, some of those ones that
come up tight. You don't want that.
A little too much.
You don't want that.
The V is so key to make it. I'd like to find out what this model of hoodie is and get some Winnipeg Sports
100%
made out of it. That's the way to do it.
That is the way to go. Find a hoodie that you like, figure out where they got it from, and then just bang out the exact same thing.
Exact same one.
Because it's great.
But yeah, so NHL, huge slate, Major League Baseball opening day, and I have to decide, again, March Madness, not my specialty or forte, but there's no way I'm not making a bet on one of these games to take advantage of that 20% multiplier at Coolbet. So we can discuss this. Maybe you can.
Well, I've got a couple of I got a couple of plays that we can get to. I got some totals that I like tonight, so we can get to that with March Madness as well. So yeah, real great third. Despite Will Zalatoris and Jake Knapp completely blowing it at the Houston Open, this could still be a very good day. This could still be a very good day.
It could be. In fact, it could be a great day because with everything else going on, we don't even need to pay attention or worry about the Houston Open. We can move on to Major League Baseball, NHL, and March Madness and pack it all in the next 40 minutes or so.
I like this. Steinbach, the nemesis, says, my wife immediately stole my Coolbet hoodie, and I haven't even got to wear it once. Ouch. That stings. I still have some Coolbet merch kicking around the office here, too. Like, they sent me a ton. The boys all got it. We got some extra Coolbet merch. Maybe I'll start bringing to some of our EST events as well.
Oh, I did that too. We did a WST event at the ballpark last summer.
Yep.
And I had some leftover from the last kind of shipment that we got in a while ago. And people were loving it. The one issue was is that it was a sunny summer day and it was about 32, 33 degrees. Wasn't the best time to be throwing on a black hoodie. But people took them home afterwards and
Of course,
certainly enjoyed it. And obviously the t-shirts are great too. So we'll look forward to hopefully a lock shopper getting in on that merchandise pack. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go to the pucks? Do you want to talk baseball? Do you want to go March Madness first?
I mean, I think we roll with the hockey. Let's go hockey and then hit baseball. It's just a big slate tonight in the National Hockey League with some huge games on tap as well, which I think has to get people very fired up. I'll bring up our starting goaltenders tonight. Obviously, a big one here in Edmonton against the Los Angeles Kings. Golden Knights in town to visit the Winnipeg Jets. Jets obviously trying to snap their slide. Here's the full look for you tonight. Varlamov is confirmed to start for the Islanders, going up against Florida. Stolar is confirmed to start for the Panthers tonight. Charlie Lindgren and the Capitals in Toronto. Joseph Wall will start for the Leafs. Tarasov versus Nedeljkovic in the Blue Jackets Penguins game. Mrazek, Forsberg, if you care for any reason about the Hawks Senators game. Samuel Ersson will start for the Flyers tonight. They're on the road in Montreal. Caden Primo locked in as the starter. Red Wings and Hurricanes tonight. Freddie Anderson is unconfirmed at this point. James Reimer is in the starter's net. He's listed as likely. Philip Gustafson and Mackenzie Blackwood, Minnesota and San Jose. Connor Hellebuck and Logan Thompson, both right now ready to go for the Golden Knights and the Jets. Jordan Binnington confirmed for the St. Louis Blues tonight against the Calgary Flames. Dustin Wolf likely there. Shesterkin and Justus Anunen, who has got a .925 save percentage or something like that. They are your unconfirmed starters at this point for that Rangers-Colorado game tonight. That's a big one that you probably want to keep eyes on. Stuart Skinner confirmed to start for the Oil tonight, going up against the Los Angeles Kings. Dostal and Decord unconfirmed for the Ducks and Kraken. UC Saros and Connor Ingram. Ingram is likely for the Coyotes. Saros unconfirmed at this point for the Preds. And then the Dallas Stars, Casey DeSmith and Jake Ottinger for that Dallas-Vancouver game. Those two are unconfirmed at this point. Huss, but there's 4 or 5 doozies tonight on this NHL schedule, and hopefully it is that way on Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays the rest of the way this season.
Yeah, take your pick. And only one game tomorrow in the National Hockey League on Good Friday, which is a little surprising.
One game,
and
yeah.
It's Buffalo hosting New Jersey. So you can pay attention to baseball tomorrow, I guess. But going from back, I mean, the Dallas-Vancouver game, late game, is a big one. Every game the Predators play right now is sort of interesting, even though they're in Coyote land tonight. You mentioned the Oilers and Kings. How about Rangers Avalanche in Colorado, between two of the top teams that are right in the mix for the President's Trophy? Of course, Vegas, Winnipeg here. Calgary, St. Louis is, I mean, I think we can pretty much put a fork in both of those teams right now. I guess that Flames future that I have, that I've been like every game, I'm like,
yes,
Calgary, please lose. Please lose. The loss to Chicago has put them back to just straight 500. So that is actually looking quite good. I will be all over St. Louis in that game tonight. There's just a little tease on as far as picks go. Wings, Canes. I mean, very important game for Detroit. Carolina's pretty much sitting pretty. The Caps playing for their playoff lives right now in Toronto, a pretty good one. And I mean, the Islanders, Panthers. The Panthers have lost 5 of 6. Like, they have been, now they played really good teams through all of it, and their losses are to teams that'll all be part of the playoff race.
Well, it's allowed teams to kind of catch up to them a little bit, right?
Absolutely. They got passed by Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston's 2 up right now on them. But anyways, I'm right off the bat, I think my favorite pick is St. Louis based on the number at -142. I'm not sure whether the algorithm or the bookies just don't like St. Louis very much. I mean, they lost in OT. As I said, they could have easily won. Buchnevich had that penalty shot in overtime in that game against Vegas a couple days ago. Or I guess that might have been Monday, I guess, right now. But I do like St. Louis at -142. And I think I like the Avs as well to keep it rolling. I mean, this is a quintessential Avalanche chance to kind of once again continue to prove that they're the team to beat in the West, which I really am feeling that they are. So I do like the money line for the Avalanche against the Rangers. And I guess if you want to, I mean,
well, Colorado's looking to bounce back after that bloody loss to the Habs at home, right? They've been so good at home.
That's right. You know what? I just erased that one.
Yeah,
from my,
but prior to that,
mind.
they've been cruising. So, the Preds money. I mean, if we're doing a parlay, Preds money line. What's crazy, and it was pointed out in the Nasty Chat right away, and I saw a bunch of guys saying that they're going to be on it. Nashville in regulation tonight to keep this thing rolling is minus 102. Now, Huss, is this a Jake Bolen-Moss fishy line thing at the Preds minus 102 in Arizona to win in regulation? Like, are the Coyotes the team that end this streak?
That's often the way that it happens.
Right.
That is often the way that it happens. And I'll tell you what, coming off that wild comeback that they had against Vegas a couple nights ago, I think I'd be very hesitant to roll with them in regulation. Like, I think that it just seems like this is going to end at some point. I mean, I can handle the money line because it seems like they pretty much win every night.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, this is jumping on them on the road in regulation, I guess makes a lot of sense. And I mean, I wouldn't
at that number, that's what they're trying to get people in, I guess.
I have a my spidey senses are tingling right now when it comes to the Preds. Although the Preds have just been the go zone they're 16-0-2 in their last 18 games. Like, we're approaching a full quarter of the NHL season without a regulation loss.
Yeah, minus 169 into a parlay would be. I mean, I think this parlay is going to come together rather nicely. I mean, you laid out a few of the things that I liked. You got WST parlay yet? Is that going to go up on Winnipeg Sports Talk later today?
No, and you know what? As I say, I've been so busy today racing around. Although considering the Jets haven't won in 4 games, maybe I take a WST parlay off and they can get a win. Maybe we've been mushing the Jets when we've been putting this together. They just got to find a way to win tonight. I am a little surprised that the Jets are a minus 119 favorite. I thought this would be closer to a pick'em, to be perfectly honest with you. Vegas is at plus 102 tonight in that one. What's the feeling around this game against LA? I mean, people pretty confident about this one, or I don't know what people in the chat have to say.
I'm trying to think back to our show this morning. Like, people are usually pretty confident with the Oilers and the Kings. We were talking a lot today about, a likely first round playoff matchup again between these two clubs, and the Oilers have found ways to have success in those matchups. But we were talking. One of the questions on our show this morning was like, which individual player on the Los Angeles Kings would worry you the most in a best of 7 series? And there's a few guys that can kind of fit that bill. Kempe has been great against the Oilers. You've got Anze Kopitar, who still is one of the best two-way centers in the National Hockey League, one of the best two-way centers probably ever in the National Hockey League. And you got this other guy, Philip Deneau, that the Kings can try to go out and match. And I don't know, it's one of those scenarios here. We're not so much tonight, but looking at the overall bigger picture of, we buy into it sometimes like it's really hard to beat a team 3 times. Like, is it going to be really hard for the Oilers to beat the Kings 3 straight years in the playoffs, or do the Kings actually find a way to kind of get something done here? So, huge matchup tonight for sure. I would side with the Oilers on this one. Mind you, Rod Z had an interesting trend. Where is it here? What did Rod Z say?
He has a few in there.
He's got a few kicking around. The one was an anti-Oiler play tonight. Edmonton is 0-8 in their last 8 at home versus teams that come in on winning streaks. If you want to track that one down, or you buy into the winning streak team. So teams coming in here playing well, the Oilers have not done well against. I would certainly not suggest we throw it into any parlay, obviously, which we don't usually do. But I would lean towards the Oilers tonight. Not heavily, but I think it'll be a good game, and I think Connor McDavid will find a way to get the job done.
Rod Z, Rangers are 10-0 following OT win. That's interesting. I don't know how just random that one is. And Rod Z's on Coyotes money line. He says the streak ends tonight. Columbus, and this one, every time Columbus plays Pittsburgh, we see this one in the chat from Rod. 0-17 in their last 17 trips to PPG Paints Arena in Calgary. As well as the dog in. This is the one I like, though. Dallas 10-0 in last 10 versus the Pacific. And I did look over there. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised that Dallas is actually favored in this game against Vancouver. I mean, it's pretty close to a pick on -113, -104. But I don't mind Dallas in this game. They beat a lot of really bad teams. They played quite well against some good teams, particularly in the Pacific, as Rod just laid out with that text or comment.
What are we thinking for a parlay then here? What do we got tonight? Let's see here.
I like St. Louis money line.
St. Louis for sure, -142. I already got that one written down here.
I mean, do we like Dallas at -113 against Vancouver?
I mean, I was saying earlier this morning, like Vancouver, I'm always good for a Dallas play. You know, I always like riding with Dallas. I'll take Dallas a lot. But Vancouver overall, the Canucks are such an interesting conversation because we were looking at these two wildcard teams, and it's like Nashville's red hot right now, and the Vegas Golden Knights, if they're in there, they're going to get healthier come playoff time, and the Canucks are going to get stuck with one of them. You're like, oh, they're tough matchups for the Canucks, which they would be. But the Vancouver, like the Oilers have been damn near unbeatable since the end of November. And they're still 8 points back of the Vancouver Canucks. Like the Vancouver Canucks have just been a really good hockey team all year. And I feel like, and I'm very much guilty of it, I sort of just gloss over it all the time. So, but I mean, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for Jake Ottinger and the Dallas Stars. So I would be okay with that considering it's a -113.
This is the eighth straight home game for Vancouver.
8 straight at home?
8 straight at home. They started it off with a win against the Jets that the Jets didn't show up with. They then lost to Colorado. They lost to the Caps. They beat Buffalo 3-2. They beat the Habs 4-1. They beat the Flames 4-2, and then just lost to the Kings 3-2. I mean, they've just sort of been middling through all of this. Now, again, they did come off a sweep of the Ducks, Kings, and Golden Knights on the road heading into this trip right now. And as far as Dallas goes, the Stars right now are on a 5-game winning streak. They beat the Kings, Coyotes, Penguins, Coyotes, Sharks. I mean, this is not the best teams in the league that they've been playing, but they've taken care of them. I think they've covered the puck line in every game.
They've won by 2 or 3 in every single game.
Yeah. So I'm willing to ride with Dallas in this one. I think that they're listen, they're a tough team to beat at any point. They're playing well. Vancouver's been, I think, just kind of so-so right now. So I would be on that. But again, we could certainly take them out if we want.
No, St. Louis, Dallas, and then we need one more. We need one more here.
As well, Avalanche if we want. If it's St. Louis, Colorado, Dallas, it's +425. I don't know what you think about that.
Well, they had the rookie listed as the starter, but his numbers have been excellent so far this year for Colorado and Noonan there between the pipes. So, I mean, he's been great.
Yeah.
I don't know if that changes anything.
We could go Pittsburgh in regulation against Columbus, 17-0 at PPG Paints Arena against the Blue Jackets.
What's the number on that?
That's -139. It would take it to +452, which probably gets it to 5-1.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. Carolina in regulations -154 against the Red Wings too. And they're at home and they've just been absolutely rolling, I believe. But
that's a little Detroit and the Canes for that matter. I mean, the Canes playing these teams that are tight. I mean, we all remember that, what was it? 7-6 OT loss to 7-6 overtime loss to the Red Wings, or
it was the Capitals 7-6 in a shootout. Yeah, and they did just lose to Pittsburgh 2-4-1. I think Pittsburgh, and riding with my man Jesse Puljujarvi against the Columbus, the team that they own in Pittsburgh. I'll never say no to a JP bet. 3 goals in his last 6 games, Huss. No big deal.
Is that true? Oh my God, I had no idea. I mean,
he's been healthy scratched inside those 6 games, but still, he does have 3 goals on the year, and he's in a incredible race with Connor Brown here in Edmonton right now to see who will finish with more goals. So,
one other option would be the Wild puck line at home against the San Jose Sharks. Wild have not been great. I mean, they've lost to the Blues twice in their last 4 games. They got pumped by the Kings 6-0. after they're beating the Ducks right now. They are on their last legs. I kind of feel like they'll come up with a real desperate performance, and we know San Jose is pretty much done. But considering the numbers of Pittsburgh had a nice breakout win last week. I think Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh. Yeah, I like the Pittsburgh play more than the other puck line. With that being said, I mean, if you're looking to play something individually tonight, that Minnesota puck line might not be bad. Their last 10, they've obviously lost 9 of them, but they lost 6-3. The puck line didn't cover there. They lost 4-1. They lost 8-2. They lost 5-2. They lost 4-2. They lost 6-3. They lost 7-2. So in 7 of their last 9 losses, they have failed to cover the puck line as well. Something to consider if you do want to make an individual play on the Minnesota Wild tonight against the San Jose Sharks.
So I'm going to send this into Jake. Dallas money line, St. Louis money line, and Pittsburgh in regulation. It's plus 452 manually. I think we might be able to see a 5-1 on that one.
All right, there we go. And Nasty Chat. Looks like we're seeing a few props kind of roll up over there. I'm sure Jake will put together a Nasty Chat parlay tonight as well. Rod Z is in it. Says, guys, a dog 5-team money line. Kings, Coyotes, Flames, Chicago, and the Rangers, all dogs tonight. That'll get you a plus 7,200 on the National Hockey League scene. Now, we're about 10 minutes away from giving you the keyword for the EST Flyway to Vegas. It'll be your third of 4 opportunities to qualify today. 1 opportunity to qualify on Hello Hockey on Saturday, and then right back at it on the Nielsen Show on Monday. That keyword's coming up here in about 10 minutes. So if you're listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, make sure you are listening. We'll give you the keyword. You can text it in, and you're one step closer to having a really good shot to win a trip to Vegas. So we talked some Major League Baseball, Huss? I think you're muted, Huss.
Let's do it. Let's get to all of these matchups right now. And I'll tell you what, why don't you get the odds up?
Yep.
And I will go through the starting pitchers, and we can just kind of compare that to what we've got on it. Early game, and just hit us with the money line odds on this, Dusty.
Okay.
Sandoval for the Angels at Corbin Burns for the Baltimore Orioles. Burns, I believe, the favorite for Cy Young balloting on Coolbet.com at plus 450.
And the Orioles are minus 182 in that game. Yeah, I mean, definitely throw the Orioles money line into some sort of baseball parlay if you want. But anyway, Orioles minus 182.
Tigers and White Sox, Skubal and Crochet. I can't believe how bad the White Sox are expected to be. Their numbers are just, I mean, I think their win total is like in the low 70s or high 60s right now. Good chance of losing 100 games. I imagine Detroit is probably, let me guess here, minus 140.
Minus 159.
Okay.
Detroit's minus 159.
Royals opening day. How about that? Reagans versus Lopez and the Twins. Twins are probably minus 145.
Minus 125.
Okay.
Minus 125 favorites on the road against KC.
Nicely done. Yankees, Astros. No Garrett Cole. That means Cortez for the Yankees and Framber Valdez for the Astros.
The Astros are minus 149 home favorites at a series that our legal analyst, Eric Macramala, is attending with his family this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Nice.
decided to head down there for opening. He's a big ball guy, so opening weekend down there, he decided to head down.
Keller and Luzardo, Pirates at Marlins.
Pirates, Marlins. That's a close one. Marlins are minus 122. Pirates plus 108 is the dog on the road.
Interesting. Okay, Giants, Padres, Logan Webb, and Yu Darvish.
Pick them. Pick them. Minus 106, both sides.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cards, Dodgers. Miles Mikolas and Tyler Glasnow going at it at the Dodger Stadium.
Might be the biggest favorite on the board, which shouldn't surprise anybody, but the Dodgers are minus 238 at home here against the Cardinals.
And what's the Cards?
Plus 205 as the dog.
Okay. There's lots of hope that the Cardinals are going to have a big bounce back season this year. They are favored to win the NL East, which is kind of interesting. And then we get into the Blue Jays and the Rays. Berrios and Ellen. What do we got?
Jays are a plus 120 underdog. The Rays minus 135 at home in their opener.
Love it. All right. Definitely going to have to get on the Jays there. Nats at Reds. Jonah Gray, Freddie Montas.
Nats, Reds. Where is that one? I think further up. Here we are. Yeah, the Reds are minus 149. Nationals plus 132 as a dog.
I wonder how many baseball fans, just casual baseball fans, would even remember that the Rangers won the World Series last year.
That's a good question.
I basically had forgotten about that until we mentioned it. I'm like, oh, yeah, the Rangers did win.
Yeah.
And the playoffs were wild last week. They're at home. Evaldi on the hill for Steele. Rangers versus the Cubs.
One of the closer games here. The Rangers actually minus 118 to open at home here. The Cubbies plus 104 as the slight road dog.
All right. What about the the Cleveland Guardians at the Oakland Athletics?
The A's home dog plus 132. Guardians minus 149 on the road to open.
Really, you know, while we're there, one thing we did not talk yesterday about where the team wins. What's the A's number?
Oh, okay, Haas, let me lay. What is it at? 56?
It's 58.
It's 58. Oh, I thought I saw a couple days ago. I thought it was 56. I wonder if there's been some movement on that. Because I'm gonna lay this out there. This was one of the things I wanted to get to the last 2 days. I wanted to know your thoughts on the A's actually over the 56.5 because I dove into this a little bit. Like on Monday or Tuesday when we were prepping, I guess it would have been Tuesday between shows. I was all over some MLB futures as we were getting ready for that. And like, you know, with baseball models and projections and everywhere I looked, and I looked at like 3 or 4, so I'm not looking at like a dozen, but I looked at like 3 or 4 different models from different places. And they all had the A's in like the 59 to 63 win range. So I was like, do we get it? I'm pretty sure the number I thought was 56.5 on Tuesday. I was going to be on the over 56.5. I was.
We maybe snoozed on that one.
It's tough to snooze on the A's, but could there be some sort of glorious rally for the A's at some point? Who knows? But yeah, I thought that was funny. It's funny that you brought them up. The other one that I was on that we didn't get to, but we still can. I was just looking, obviously, with all the games going here, you can still hop on some of these win totals. But the Angels, without Ohtani, I think their win total was set 1.5 wins below what they actually had last year with Ohtani there. So I thought that was kind of an interesting number. So what's that number at? Is it 72.5, 73.5?
72.5.
Okay, 72.5. And I think last year they were right around that. And Ohtani's WAR was obviously like +9 or something like that. So yeah, I was going to get on the Angels under the total as well. Those are two kind of weird, nobody cares about the Angels and A's takes. But after diving into some of the futures research that I did, I was like, these numbers are kind of interesting, the ones that are available right now. So
yeah, the Oakland 58. Like, can we just go for them? Like, if they lose 102 games, they'll be 60 and 102.
Yeah.
And then what about Kansas City? Kansas City 74.5. They haven't sniffed 74 wins in a few years.
Been some
Bobby Witt Jr. though.
Yeah, well, he's legit, right?
He's their guy. He is their guy. They signed him to a long-term deal too. So maybe we can make it happen.
I actually just quickly on Bobby Witt. I've got about 20 of his rookie cards just sitting at home. A few years back, not like just base ones, like nothing crazy, but I just bought a lot of Bobby Witt Jr. rookies, like, well, that thick. I was just like, you know what? I do that every once in a while, like with baseball cards. The odd time, like usually once a year during the season, I'll hop in and try to find out. I mean, this one hasn't worked very well, but I also got about like 50 Manoah rookies sitting around. I'm like, damn it, that backfired. But I like to hop in there. I got a bunch of Corbin Burns rookies. I just sort of once a year I'll go in, find a couple of hot shots and kind of load up on some rookies and see how it goes.
Just pick them off eBay and just
just go. I'll hop on eBay and just search for lots, and then if I see a 20, 25, 30 card rookie lot, and at that point, some of the ones I'm going after aren't crazy priced. I'm like, I'll take a shot. Who knows? Maybe it blows up.
Who was the? I can't believe I can't remember this guy's name right now, but the star player on Atlanta that got in hot water for the age of his. He had like the 15, 16-year-old girlfriend. He's in some big trouble. Anyways, this is going to drive me absolutely nuts. Braves player.
I was thinking of the pitcher, but he's not a pitcher, is he? He's
No.
Wasn't he? Was he a Brave? Somebody's gonna have the name for us. I thought he was. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
It's
Franco, Tampa Bay. It was Tampa Bay.
Wander Franco.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. There are some guys that had huge investments in Wander Franco rookies.
Yeah.
And
that was a really sought after card, man. That was a big one.
Yeah, and yes, and the girl in question was 14 years old. Bloody
ridiculous.
So he's out, and those things have no value going forward. All right, well, let's hear it. You know what? Opening day can always be unpredictable. I'm going to take the biggest dog on the board, the Cardinals.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Blue Jays. Hold on a second here. I've got all these Rod Z underdogs already built in. So the Cardinals, just Cards Jays is just plus 571.
A couple of dogs, eh?
Who else do I want to plug in? I guess the Met. Is that no? The Mets is tomorrow.
Here's what I'm on.
And you know what?
Okay, go ahead.
And the Cubs. I'm taking 3 underdogs together. Cards, Cubs, Blue Jays plus 1269.
And I just threw in 3 favorites because that's how I roll when it comes to Major League Baseball. Orioles, Reds, Guardians, because you got to go against the A's here. Plus 333 if you want to get on those 3 favorites. Orioles, Reds, Guardians, plus 333 on that front. Keyword here for the EST Flyway to Vegas. If you are not familiar with this, let me lay it out for you one more time. You get that keyword 4 times per day right here at Edmonton Sports Talk for your chance to win a trip to Vegas. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets for a Cirque show, all presented by FlyYG and the LVCVA. Nonstop flights over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from FlyYG. The word today on the Lock Shop, and you will text this in to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. The word today is spread, which fits in well here with the Lock Shop. Spread, S-P-R-E-A-D. Text spread right now to the inbox at 780-218-9999, and you will go into a random draw, and we'll call somebody in about 10 minutes, and you will get hooked up into the grand prize draw for the trip to Vegas. Once again, your keyword today is spread, S-P-R-E-A-D. Text spread to 780-218-9999. Best of luck on that front. Hassan, anything else with the Blue Jays, or should we slide on over to some madness and stuff?
Well, yeah, actually, we'll slide over to the madness, and we'll slide over to the Lock Shop Partner Parlay exclusives, because just before we get to the madness, the hockey is up. Stars to win, Blues to win, Pens in regulation. They give us a nice one. What was that? Plus 452? It's plus 515 right now.
Real nice bump.
So I have jumped on that. But while we are there, speaking of the madness, and this is perfect for people like me that aren't too dialed into it all, there are 4 parlays. There's a Ride with Dusty, a Patty's parlay, JBM's Jam, and Pat and Jake's CBB Sweat, which we will have to get in before things happen today. I'll roll through these and you can kind of give your thoughts on them. So Patty's got Arizona, Yukon, and North Carolina all to win. Those are all favorites. And that is at plus 160. Any of those teams kind of make you nervous when you look at where they're at?
No. I mean, North Carolina will have to shoot the ball well. That game, I've got some notes on a total in that game that I can get to after we whip through these. Arizona, Clemson's interesting because as I was reading up about Clemson, which is another game that I've got here, a total for, they were dealing with some injury issues. Their best shooter was not shooting the ball well, and they basically relied on defense to get through to the Sweet 16. So, I mean, I've got Arizona and Yukon both in my Final Four. And I guess I'm not a huge believer in Alabama in that North Carolina game. I'm very anti-North Carolina because I'm a Dookie. But I think that's the way to go. Plus 160, obviously, with the three favorites like that. The smallest line, I think, is North Carolina, 4.5 point favorites on that one. So Patty's parlay plus 160. I like it.
So again, and that was North Carolina, Arizona,
and the Huskies, and Yukon, yeah,
and Yukon,
yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that is a great boost because I just did it myself in money line for those three teams, and it's plus 119.
Okay, so yeah, moved up to plus 160. So if you're going to bet those teams, bet them in the exclusive.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. And I don't know, can you actually use the... And you can even use the multiplier on it, too. If you haven't used your 20% bet...
Oh, you can use it on the exclusive.
You can as well. You can, which is awesome. So, anyways, if you want the shortest number, but a great number, that's Patty taking care of the lock shoppers right there in the exclusives. Okay, your ride with Dusty, you got Gonzaga plus 4.5, Duke plus 4.5, and Creighton Blue Jays to win. That's over 8-1.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I knowing Purdue's history in this tournament, I like Gonzaga to at least keep it close, if not win. I think from what I saw from Houston in their last game, and I've been pretty impressed by Duke so far, more than I thought I would be. I think the Blue Devils can keep it close, if not win. And obviously, I'm on Creighton to come all the way out of that side. So plus 805, I really like that number when it popped up.
By the way, Creighton's a 2.5-point dog.
Yeah. Well, they're a 3 seed. They're the 3 seed.
Oh, and they're
going up against. They're going up against the 2, Tennessee.
Well, I guess I have Creighton over 10, so there's another one that we can consider. JBM, he's just got Duke and Creighton to win, plus 525.
The Blue Devils and the Blue Jays. I mean, that'd be perfect for me. That would be absolutely perfect. I'm going to get on that one right now as you hit the other one. I'm going to get on that right now.
And then Pat and Jake, CBB Sweat, Carolina, NC State, plus 10.5. Gonzaga, Purdue over 149.5, and Creighton plus 6.5. That one, so that's an adjusted one with some bigger numbers. That one is at plus 270.
Yeah, I'd have to look a little bit. I haven't got into that Purdue total yet. Or I haven't really got into NC State much yet, so I'd have to just kind of ride with the boys on that one. But it's not called a sweat for no reason. I mean, they got some interesting numbers in there. Here's the two that I'm looking at. And it's a couple of totals. Clemson and Arizona have stayed under the total in all of their postseason games so far. Both teams. In both conference play and in the NCAA tournament so far. The Wildcats are 0-4, and the Tigers are 0-3. So 7 combined games between the two. They've hit the under every single time. The total in this game is set at 152.5. So I said earlier, Clemson has got to this point in the tournament so far based on their defense. So I like the under in Clemson and Arizona at 152.5. And then this was interesting. I saw this from one of my buddies. He had this up in one of his note packs. If this Alabama UNC game, which is at 173.5 right now, if it closes at 173.5, it'd be the highest over-under number game in NCAA tournament history. Like, there's never been anything higher than 173.5. So you're looking at the highest scoring total in tournament history. Now, totals of 166.5 points or higher have gone 2-4 on the over-under since 1998. So when the totals get up this high, they tend to lean towards the under. This one settling in as the highest total of all time. And, the trends, Rod Z may have my back on this, but the trends would say you take the under if this number settles in here at 173.5.
I'm taking the under right now on that on principle.
Yeah.
On principle, I am locked in on that. And by the way, I either misspoke or I had something on, but the plus 160 is there for the Patty's parlay.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can use the multiplier.
I thought it was too good to be true. You're already getting the boost.
That would have been. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you're going from plus 119 to do it. So, anyways, Patty, when you fire out a beautiful number like that, I ride.
You're in no matter what.
So, I am in on that as well. And as far as the bet today, what about where's Purdue at? Purdue minus 5.5 against Gonzaga, huh? NC State. I think I'm going to use the multiplier on Iowa State. What do you think about Iowa State money line?
I have Iowa State winning the entire tournament. So that's my thought. That's my thoughts on them money line. So yes, I would roll with Iowa State.
All right, minus 122 on the money line. They're a minus 1.5 point favorite, minus 115. So I don't mind eating the extra 0.07 and then using the multiplier bet. So, and again, every round you'll get one wager to make a 20%er, 20% win bonus, or multiplier, I should say. So even on a 20, like this is the thing, $25 bet at minus 122 would normally be $45.49. It's a $4.10 bonus. So I mean, if you're betting a bigger number or betting a bigger underdog or something like
that's going to pay off even more. Yeah,
pretty nice chunk.
All right, Huss, before Winnipeg Sports, I'll get to that in just 1 second. But are you excited to see how many people are already anticipating your WrestleMania picks for next week?
I am. I saw it in the chat. I am. Tell you what, we have to watch SmackDown this weekend and
Raw.
Raw,
Raw
on
Monday.
And then it will be on. We can maybe, do a couple days of a little bit of WrestleMania, hit WrestleMania night 1, WrestleMania night 2. But just so you know, right now up, like if you're into it and you want to jump on it, because these lines can significantly change through the week, depending on things that happen. But LA Knight AJ Styles is up. The big tag match on night 1 with Roman Reigns and The Rock against Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. That one is up. Roman and The Rock, a big favorite, minus 625. The Usos going head to head. The Uso brothers, that's going to be amazing. And then the U.S. Championship, which I guess is a 3-way with Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. You'll be women's championship, Bayley and Io Sky. The other women's championship, Rhea versus Becky Lynch. The undisputed WWE championship, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. That's the main event of night 2. Intercontinental is up. Gunther versus Canadian Sami Zayn. And then, Drew McIntyre is a big favorite against Seth Rollins as well. So those are all up at Coolbet right now. We'll watch the next couple shows, and we will come in hot with a ton of picks next week for the Mania.
What's coming up on Winnipeg Sports Talk today, buddy?
Well, big night. Vegas in town. The Stanley Cup champs are here. Gary Lawless, caught up with him at the rink this morning. We'll have that for you. Brandon Orwicki, Ken Wiebe coming on as well. So going to be a fun show. And because tomorrow is a holiday, and people will be irate if they miss a marble race for the week, there will be Thursday marbles heading into the long weekend today.
Man, we still got to figure out this marble race thing. You guys seem to have so much fun with the marble race over there, buddy.
It is It's a lot of fun. Well, Dusty, you can get in too. I want to see an EST marble in there around
What time?
around 1:45 your time. Pop in, just put in exclamation mark marbles in the chat.
Okay.
You'll see everyone doing it. And then,
All right.
and then stick around and do it. Exactly. All are welcome. All are welcome. Might be tougher to pick up the hoodie if you win it, but we'll get into it. I'll send them out to you guys. But yeah, should be a good one. Have a great long weekend. You got lots of mini eggs in the house already?
Well, I usually have mini eggs year round, so it's nothing special.
Best.
I love mini eggs, man.
Top three.
Yeah.
Top three. Like
non-bar chocolate
bar.
Yeah.
Or any,
would you put it top three
eggs.
even with the chocolate bar conversation?
I would.
Oh, wow.
It's honestly, it is literally I can't speak highly enough about mini eggs. Have you tried the knockoff mini eggs?
Yeah, they're no good. The Eggies? No thanks.
Eggies.
Yeah,
okay.
they're Eggies.
Eggies, no. I did buy a bag of, you know how inflation's going right now. I was in Shoppers the other day, and I gave a try to I don't know whether it's President's Choice or whatever the Shoppers brand.
Yeah, no name.
They were actually better than I thought they were going to be.
Okay.
Still not good enough. I will be buying a 700 gram, like one of the big bags.
The big one.
And that will get deleted over the course of the long weekend.
Okay, well, you enjoy your Easter, Huss, and we'll catch up with you on Monday, buddy.
Exactly. Enjoy opening day, everyone. Big night and great sports weekend coming up. Back at it in the Lock Shop on Monday. Have a good one.
There you go. Winnipeg Sports coming up. And like Huss said, get in that marble race around 1:45 Edmonton time. Let's get to our qualifier. Two guys and goalie coming up here shortly on EST as well. Maddie, who do we have qualifying today?
First person didn't answer. Chelsea did for the second person, so she's our qualifier.
Chelsea. All right, let's go to Chelsea. Chelsea, congratulations. You're one step closer to winning a trip to Vegas.
Thank you. I do have to say thank you to my friend Brandon for listening 24/7 for me too.
Oh, okay. So you've got some people out there working for you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well done.
Sometimes the phone rings at work, so I can't always listen.
Oh, it totally makes sense. This is the way to attack this thing. Who would you bring with you if you end up winning this trip?
Probably my best friend.
Okay. And have you been to Vegas before?
No.
Oh, so what would you be most excited about?
Hot weather.
Hot weather. The weather. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Year round. It's pretty nice down there. All right, Chelsea, you're one step closer.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, there you go. There's Chelsea sliding in on the Lock Shop today and getting a pretty good opportunity to win a trip to Vegas. Oilers and Kings tonight. We're going to dive into it. Coming up next, Matt Cassie and Joaquin Gage and myself. We're also going to do this fun task today on Two Guys and Goalie. With the way that the playoffs are currently set up, with what the matchups would be today, we're going to go through, pick every series, and see who we think would win the Stanley Cup in a knockout format. That's going to happen today as we head into Easter weekend. I've also got 5 Who Am I? Los Angeles Kings edition. The guys suck at those, but they're a lot of fun for the rest of us. So we'll get into that coming up. That's going to do it for the Lock Shop today. Hey, enjoy your weekend, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the Lock Shop today. Good luck tonight. EST Parlay should be posted soon as well if you want to ride with me on that one this evening, and we will talk to you on Monday in the Lock Shop.